Hi. So, Poolish time again. I tried to replicate the Poolish dough that I made the other week, which was essentially boshing the ingredients together and then throwing it in the fridge and letting autolysation do its trick. That didn't work this time. So I had to do a bit of last minute folding to try and get things back into shape. So, and also I use a different flour as well, so I did tweak the hydration a little bit. See what you think. It's an interesting video with quite a good outcome, but enjoy. Okay, so we're going to try some Poolish again, and I'm going for the same instructions and recipe as the last successful attempt. So six dough balls, 280 grams, 65% hydration, 3% salt, and we're going with 8 hours at room temperature for the main dough, 16 hours at control temperature, and we're going to do 7 hours leavening of the Poolish part, and again it's 50% of the dough, of the flour should I say. Fresh yeast again. So what we're about to do now is the 500 grams of flour, 500 grams of water, and 3.9 grams of fresh yeast. This time, however, I am not using New Vola. I'm going for something a bit stronger. I'm going to try Manitoba. So I've got 1 kilo of it here, and we'll see what this turns out like. Okay, so there's me 500 grams of water, 501 grams. It's at 22.9 degrees, the water. 500 grams of Manitoba. And I'm having a change of plan. This Manitoba is a strong flour, so I'm gonna up it from 65% hydration to 70. So that has changed our flour and water. Instead of it 500 grams, it's now 486 grams of both. So I'm just gonna rectify these measurings and then we'll continue. Okay, that's the flour recalculated, 486. That's the water recalculated. There's the yeast, 381, it's close enough for me. Okay, usual start, let's get the yeast mixed up. So temperature of the water is 22.2 degrees. Okay. This a bit of a mixing up. Okay, straight in with the flour, all 500 grams. Okay, I think that's it now. All I'm going to do with this is clean this paddle off and then leave this at room temperature for 7 hours. Okay, so 7 hours has gone by and this is what we've got. bubbly slop, I guess. Lots of bubbles in there. So I've already mixed out here the requirements for the rest of the dough. So we have 486 grams of water, sorry, 486 grams of flour, 194 grams of water, and 29 grams of salt. So that is now the lower half of the pizza wrap, which is this bit. So we're going to mix this lot together now to make the full dough. So last time I did this, I started by adding the water to the pre-ferment, and in order to do that I need this fella again. I think let's try that. I might have to switch the dough hook on the in the event that this gets too thick for this paddle. And trickle the water in. Apologies, my bigger overhead light has just run out of charge, so I'm now on a different one. But it'll do. Okay, so that swapped. Add some salt now, most of the water's gone. That's the salt gone. Okay, I'm going to leave this now for 15 minutes and we'll come back to it then. Okay, that's had about 16 minutes mixing away in there. Still looks pretty sloppy and unusable, which was exactly like what the dough was the other week that I nearly threw away. So I'm not going to do anything else with this. I'm going to just leave it, and this is going to be the experiment. Let's see whether the autolysing approach, now that it's just going to get anything else. I'm going to put the lid on it. I'm going to leave it in the room temperature for an hour, and then I'm going to bosh it in the fridge for 16 hours, and then I'm going to take it out of the fridge tomorrow, and I'm going to leave it at room temperature for another 7 hours. Clearly you can't do anything with that. So yeah, I'm going to clean this hook off and then just cover it over, and we'll come back to it tomorrow. Okay, so it's been in the fridge. It's now time to have a look at this and get it balled up. Some structure going on. Still looks mushy, doesn't have a lot of gluten to it, so well, I don't know, it doesn't have a lot of strength, but it is, you can see the gluten strands in it, well, let's ball it up. Okay, so yet again, this stuff was really tricky to deal with. So I'm bailing out at 2 dough balls. The rest of the stuff's still in here, and I've got some duff ones there. I'm not prepared to risk tonight's pizzas based on these things. It's very, very sticky again, but we'll leave it and we'll see what it comes out like. And I was a bit surprised. I expected 70% of hydration on Manitoba flour to be not much of a big deal, but it's really, really sticky. And yeah, it's not looking good. Okay, so we'll bail out now, and I'm gonna go make some more dough. Okay, here's the deal. I decided not to throw away the remainder, so I've still got the 2 in these things here. And I know I didn't do any stretching or folding on this yesterday. I was hoping to do like the autolyse method, like I did with the first Poolish. So I've decided to stretch and fold this, and I know it's after it's been in the fridge, but it looks like it is starting to build up a gluten structure. I know it's late in the day, but I've still got a good 8 hours before I try to cook this, so at room temperature. So what I'm trying to do is just see if we can recover this dough. There was no gluten structure before, as you saw when I opened it. It just looked a mess, but there is starting to be one now. I know it's not great, but it's getting there. So maybe another 15-20 minutes we'll get a gluten structure back, and then we'll get a gluten structure, and then okay, let's have a look. It's definitely feeling stronger now. There's no way on earth it'd have done that before. Stick with it. Leave it for a bit longer now. So I've been persevering with the Manitoba 70% hydration Poolish, and folding and stretching, etc., is doing its job. It's actually got a nice strength to it now. So that's definitely done its job. It's probably saved it from the bin again. It feels quite nice now, and it's a lot stronger. So I think I was hoping to go down the autolyse route, but it didn't work this time. I don't know why it worked the first time when I did the initial Poolish, but anyway, not to worry. This feels quite nice now. I'm gonna leave that for a few more minutes and then ball that up. I'm probably going to throw these two away because, as you can see, oh, it's still, yeah, it's getting there, but it's still not great. So I'll probably bin them and make some dough balls out of this stuff, which is clearly in better shape. Cool. Okay, it's time to cook the Poolish dough. It looks like it's potentially very fragile. I don't even know if this is going to come out of here, but we will see. Just not risking it, I'm giving it a good covering. Wow, seriously pumped up this. Good grief. There's some bubbles in this. I don't know if this is going to work. Look at that. I've never seen anything like that. Stick it in there. Wow, this might be overproofed. I don't know. But it looks like it is. Don't know why. But let's try it. It's holding together. Jeez. Certainly got some air in it. It feels fragile. It looks blooming good actually. Okay, let's just hope we can get it off the peel. Cheese. Some pepper dew things which are nice. Onion. And I've got myself some Italian sausages from the wholesalers, which are fennel and pepper, Italian pepper. And I've pre-cooked these already. And then some mushrooms, which I also cooked with a bit of fennel, so some chestnut, shiitake, and all kinds of different ones in there. Right, let's stretch it out. Hopefully this will stay together. It's on. Whoa. Some more mushrooms on there. Okay. Quick oven temp test. It's a little warm that. Please come off. She's in. Whack it up. This is the moment.
truth. She's free. Wow. Look at the shot, that's looking amazing. Down a little bit. Right, I think that'll do it. Flipping heck. Would you feast your eyes on that rascal?
Whoa.
I'm starting to really like this Poolish stuff. This looks like it's going to have an incredible crust in it. Ow, too hot to touch. Ow, ow, ow. Holy moly. Look at that. I think Poolish is the future. It's pretty damn impressive. The whole thing just looks the business. It's not easy to handle. It's a real pain to make, and it's off-putting because you think you've failed while you're making it. And it does actually challenge you to think, am I doing this right? Am I being stupid? But the results, they speak for themselves. That's pretty impressive. Let's try it. It is just so light. It's unbelievable. I'm going to eat this now. But thanks for watching. That was amazing. Cheers.